Hi there, welcome to No Nonsense Whisky. My name's VinPF, and on today's episode I'm going to be covering another Johnnie Walker. Now, I don't cover many Johnnie Walkers on the channel. I've been going about 4 years and I've covered pretty much one a year since then. I've covered the red label, the standard black label, the white Walker and the blue label. You know, differing results, I have to say, running through each of them. Really the only one that I've enjoyed so far is the standard black label. The red label is a bit iffy for my liking. I know a lot of people like it, but it's a little bit too rough for me. The White Walker was just insanely bad. I did not like that whatsoever. Appreciate it if you did like that, but for me, not for me at all. And the blue label I find very expensive for what it is, even if it has got some real class whiskies in there. I digress a touch. Because I enjoyed the black label so much, in fact the only other Johnnie Walker that I've really liked is the green label. Yet to cover that, but I will do at some point. Because I like the black label so much, it seemed obvious to me that I should check out the double black eventually. Picked it up on Amazon recently. Apologies worldwide, I know not everyone can get alcohol, especially whiskey, on their local Amazon sites, but in the UK we can, which is pretty awesome. But I did get it for a fairly good price, so it seemed like a good time to have a look at it. Now, the difference between this and the standard black, obviously it's dropped the 12-year-old age statement. I'm not sure of the combination of whiskies that are in this thing, but what I can tell you is that it's got a little more of the Islay malt in it, and it's got a little more of the charred oak barrel influence going for it. So it's designed to be a little bit more smokier, but we'll get into that when we actually taste the whiskey. Without further ado, let's have a little sketch at the No Nonsense Whisky glass. On the nose then. Now, it definitely has a kind of smokier element to it. I wouldn't call it particularly overly smoky at all. So if your concern is that you're not a huge fan of kind of smoky stuff, then I wouldn't worry about this too much. This just definitely isn't in your face. Slight smoky whiff for sure. It's more like a kind of barbecue-y smoke rather than anything else. Lots of vanilla, lots of honey. It isn't the most complex nose in the world, that's for sure, but it's certainly not a bad one. It's definitely one that I can enjoy. There's definitely some grain in here as well, of course, we know that. But well-rounded, I would say. Decent nose. Let's try on the palate. Okay, well, so the initial mouthfeel for me, it's a little thin, but not bad in any way, shape or form. It's quite thin but warming. Have another sip. There is definitely a kind of gentle smoke about it. Now for me, I am a fan of peat. I wasn't when I first started the channel, but I've kind of progressed through that and found my affinity with peat now. So for me as a peat fan, it kind of scratches the itch a little, you know, so if I'm in the mood for peat but maybe don't want to have my brain blown out by like a big old heavy Ardbeg or something like that, this would definitely suit the bill. But I wouldn't call it overly peaty or overly smoky in any way, shape or form. It might suit you if you're looking to kind of breach into that kind of peaty nature world and aren't sure which way to go. You don't really want to go full Lafroig or full Ardbeg, that sort of thing. This might be a good idea to kind of try it out and kind of dip your toe in the water almost. Now, other than that, of course, just like the nose, it isn't overly complex. There's definitely some kind of vanillas in there, a little bit of oakiness as well. I'm not sure about the age on this. Obviously, as I said earlier, it's dropped to the 12-year age statement, so I imagine it's a little bit younger, probably because the extra smokiness and the extra char on this is able to get that whiskey out to market a little bit sooner without it being kind of rough on those youthful grains that I'm not a huge fan of. But in this, it seems to be decently rounded. I wouldn't say it's particularly like perfectly rounded, but it's decently rounded at least. Yeah, in terms of finish as well, it's pretty short, but it's definitely a nice warming smokiness to it, a nice kind of barbecue-y smoke going on there. Overall, not too bad. Now, let's talk a little bit about price. For me, I mean, this is about 35 quid normal. In the UK, I'm not sure what this will go worldwide. I mean, I imagine this is very available worldwide. Johnnie Walker, of course, everywhere. But in terms of versus the 12-year Black Label, personally, I think I prefer the standard Black Label, the 12-year-old one. There's not much in it, I have to say. I'm more than happy to drink this. This is not a bad whiskey in any way, shape or form. The price of it above the 12, where I am at, just edges it below for me. I'm going to definitely enjoy drinking this. I'm going to enjoy sharing it with people who are interested in Johnnie Walker but wasn't sure if they want to really go for it or not. This is going to be a good daily sipper for me because it's guilt-free. It's relatively cheap, especially the price I paid for it. The full price, probably a little expensive for a regular purchase for me. As I said, I think I prefer the standard Black Label. But yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed this review of this one. If you want to see more Johnnie Walkers and stuff like this, don't forget to hit the like button and let me know in the comments below which one you think I should try next. As I mentioned a little bit earlier, I'm a bit of a fan of the green label, so I definitely should try that at some point. But if you want to see me try some of the others, do let me know. And I'll see you again on more videos.